Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. Before we get started on today's episode, just want to thank everybody for supporting the podcast and channel. I'm pushing to 3,000 subscribers, so if you guys do enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So for this episode, I actually don't want to talk about Jimmy Butler and all of the trade rumors. I want to talk about a potential trade target for the Miami Heat. And there was an article that came out from Bleacher Report saying that the Miami Heat could be the favorites to trade for this player. So again, right now the main focus with the Miami Heat and the front office has been around Jimmy Butler and the speculation of him getting traded. He has requested a trade. He has demanded a trade to the Suns. The Miami Heat are looking to find multiple teams to help facilitate a trade. And so the Miami Heat's front office, Pat Riley, Mick Garrison, have been extremely busy so far at the midpoint of the NBA season. And they're doing everything they can. Again, recent reports are suggesting that they're more active. Conversations are intensifying, and they're finding different teams like the Toronto Raptors, maybe the Timberwolves, and other teams that are willing to join in, not to acquire Jimmy Butler, but to facilitate a Jimmy Butler trade. So this must be exhausting again for the Miami Heat, and it's really difficult because of Jimmy Butler's attitude for one, but also his contract, his age, the extension, his player option. So there's a lot that the front office has to juggle. And so speaking of that, though, I could, again, totally relate juggling a ton of things and just being extremely busy. And I've just had that feeling lately where I haven't been able to keep up with my schedule. Got my Miami Heat coffee mug. Coffee has not been working, and I have not felt energized while I'm making my podcasts, while I'm applying for jobs, while I'm being a dad. And it can be frustrating and hard to push through. So that's what I needed to make a change. And I needed to make a change for the long run, not just for today. So I started focusing on building what I call mental wealth and the little habits that can help you feel better, sharp, more energized, and resilient so you can get through the day. So one thing that's made a huge difference for me is Magic Mind. I've introduced them in past videos. They sent me a package. They have these awesome focus shots that help me stay clear and productive all day long. And they've also sent me their sleep shots, which have definitely helped improve my sleep over the past 5 nights that I've been taking the sleep shots. And I felt the difference. I have better focus. I'm sleeping better. I have more energy throughout the day. I'm only drinking 1 cup of coffee a day. So you don't need to replace coffee. You can take it with your coffee, but I don't need to take 2 cups anymore. I could just take 1 shot of this and then also have 1 cup of coffee, and I'm good for the day. So the last thing I wanted to share about Magic Mind is they've now bundled their focus and sleep shots into a 24-hour pack, and it's available for 45% through my exclusive link below. You can see it right here, and then it's also going to be in my description with my code. And so if you're ready to stop just getting by and just getting through the day very slowly, and if you want to start thriving, check out Magic Mind. And again, the link will be in the description. So that player that the Miami Heat are favored to potentially trade for is Bruce Brown from the Toronto Raptors. So the Miami Heat fans, we should all be familiar with Bruce Brown. He was on the Denver Nuggets and helped the Denver Nuggets win their first ever NBA championship. He played really well. He had multiple 20-point games in the finals against the Miami Heat. He averaged like 12 points, 5 rebounds, a couple steals, and he was a key rotational player that helped them win. And he is someone that would fit the Miami Heat system and culture, and someone that the Miami Heat could use if we hypothetically do trade Jimmy Butler before the deadline. He is only 6'4", so Spo would love him with his undersized small ball mentality, but he plays a lot larger than that 6'4". He plays like an actual power forward, even though I would not want him to play at the 4. We've already tried Haywood Highsmith at the 4, who's also 6'4", 6'5". It doesn't work, and that's totally fine. But he can come off the bench as a defensive-minded two guard, perhaps. He hasn't really played much. He's been injured. He's only played 9 games. The Raptors are obviously tanking and a rebuilding team. He's only averaging 7.2 points per game, 3.4 rebounds, but he's shooting 44% from three. But again, it's only in 9 appearances. So should the Miami Heat trade for Bruce Brown, even though we are considered a favorite? I'm not entirely sure. He is on an expiring contract. So he did get a 2-year, $45 million contract, which is kind of insane. So he's making $23 million this season, will be an expiring contract. So the Miami Heat do need to match salaries. So I don't know. The only person that we could trade is Terry Rozier, and I would do it in a heartbeat. I don't care if Terry Rozier has had a couple good games. We got to get him off this roster. And you could trade Terry Rozier, which would be beneficial for the Heat because he has another year left. So again, I don't know why the Raptors would want to do that. He's making 23 or so this year as well, I think. So it would be like almost a perfect match, but he's going to be making that 22, 23 also next season with a couple incentives that could get him up to $25 million. But I doubt Terry will hit those incentives. So Bruce Brown is a desirable contract compared to like a Terry Rozier, but would they be willing to take that? I don't think so, and I don't know. But I'd rather have Bruce Brown's defensive skill set versus Terry Rozier's erratic, inconsistent shooting. So I don't know if they'll do it, like I said, but we'll see. Bruce Brown, again, though, could be a buyout candidate, so that could be a little wrinkle in this scenario. The Raptors could buy him out, and he could become a buyout candidate and a free agent. And if that's the case, Miami Heat will not be able to sign him because they're a first apron team. Part of that penalty is you're not able to sign buyout candidates who made $12.8 million or more. They have to be below that threshold. He's making 23, like I said. So the Miami Heat would not be able to sign him. So the only way they can acquire him is by trading for him before the trade deadline for basically a Terry Rozier. I don't see them trading a Duncan and a Josh Richardson because the Heat can still aggregate. They're a first apron team, not a second apron team. But I don't see it honestly happening, even though I think he could be a good fit on this Miami Heat team. He's 28 years old, so he's not old. He can hit the three. He's a 3-and-D type player that can come off the bench. We need more defensive-minded players right now, especially if you're going to lose Jimmy Butler. I think we should go for it, but only for Terry Rozier. But the Raptors, why would they want Terry Rozier? They want to get money off their books as a tanking team. So anyway, that's all I have for this video. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this potential trade. Do you think the Miami Heat should try to go after Bruce Brown? Do you think they actually are the favorites to land him? And one last reminder again to thank the sponsor for this video is Magic Mind. So again, if you guys are looking to get 45% off Magic Mind, here's the bundle. This is what the focus shot looks like. Make sure to go to the link in my description and use the code Amir94451. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys soon.